Good morning and thanks for tuning into the trade setup right here on BQ Prime. I'm Neeraj Shah. Let's take stock of the global news flow. I remember that we passed the earnings season, so the news flow has considerably died on specific stocks, but global news flow is up and about. China has warned of retaliation against the US entities in the balloon saga. In fact, Japan strongly suspects China sent 3 spy balloons into its airspace. So the controversy around balloons hasn't quite died down, you have to admit. In addition to that, oil has dropped on inventory jumps, and of course, demand outlook limits the loss, but there is still a bit of a fall when it comes to oil prices. India's WPI inflation fell to 24-month lows to 4.7% in Jan, and Asian stocks rose on bullish signs from Wall Street, and that is something to be watched out for as well. Excuse me for that phone ring, but nevertheless, we'll just continue with the trade setup as it stands right now. So, the US markets will come up on your screen next, and I'll show you a picture of what they have done. Let's bring that up. So the Dow, the S&P, and the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq up about 1%. So that's to be watched out for. Then the other cues will come up on your screen, and just see what the dollar index or the S&P 500 VIX or the US 10-year yield is up to 3.81 for the US 10-year yield, and that's pretty sharp. So remember, was up in trade yesterday as well, and from 3.74 at around the same time to 3.81. That's a sharp jump. The SGX Nifty will come up on your screen next, and back on the back of what the global cues are doing or the global markets are doing, I suspect that there should be some rub of green. Yes, another 48 odd points, so not bad. We're above that 18,069. And remember, the bearish Gautam Shah as well in markets had mentioned that if the markets close above 18,050, then as per technical parlance, that's actually positive for the market. So the going is good for now. Let's wait and watch how it shapes up. So what's the trade setup therefore for the day? Well, indices may continue to move higher on the back of global market support. Capgood majors like Siemens, Cummins are making new 12-month highs, and that remains a theme to watch. Remember, these are expensive stocks, but the results have come out strong, as a result of which there is optimism for these companies and to be watched out for sure. So that whole pocket of capital goods certainly remains a pocket that you might want to monitor. Reliance has been the top Nifty contributor for a second consecutive day yesterday, and technical experts suggest that there might be more gains for Reliance. So that is again a stock to watch out for. In fact, ONGC has been raised in ratings at Citi and a couple of other brokerages. So certainly oil and gas is a pocket to monitor. I think HSBC has actually cut the targets on or ratings on the gas companies. So there's lots happening in oil and gas, but from a market investable trading perspective, it is Reliance to be monitored. So that's the long and short of it. FI has put in some money, 400 crores, if I'm not wrong, in trade yesterday. So that's a net positive as well. But let's talk about the stocks to watch in the session today. Now, as for a CNBC TV18 report, Shobha Gangwal is going to sell about 4% stake via a block deal in Interglobe Aviation. And the offer floor price is at 1875 rupees per share. Certainly brings Interglobe in focus. Remember, viewers, for all those who tuned in yesterday to the trade setup, we spoke about how Indigo, by virtue of the kind of price fall that it had and the OI action that it had seen, was looking wobbly, and there was experts that suggested that there is some downside to Interglobe Aviation prices. This is something that we spoke yesterday in trade setup, based purely on the future and options activity and the price action. And the stock corrected yesterday as well, and well, might be kind of in action today as well because of this bulk deal, so to be watched out for. Now, Adani Group stocks are in focus for two reasons. One, because of technical reasons, and I'll take a moment here to explain what this means. But MSCI has said that it will postpone implementation of any update on foreign inclusion factors of specific securities associated with Adani Group to the May index review, which means the weightage reduction that was announced is now postponed until May. Now, the reason why this is happening is because uh, for a lot of typically what happens is, viewers, and you'll need to hear me for this. Typically, what happens is that global funds mirror the MSCI weightages on specific stocks, right? Now, because some of the funds may not be able to replicate the exact weightages of the Adani Group stocks in the MSCI indices, because they may not be able to sell the stocks or adjust the stocks at the same levels that MSCI has because of liquidity issues, price issues, what have you. There might be errors for no fault of the funds. And therefore, what MSCI has done is that they've postponed this to May. Now, there might be a temporary reprieve, if you will, for some of the Adani Group stocks. But I reckon what this effectively does is it gives a chance to funds to potentially mirror what MSCI will do in May over the course of the next 3 months. So I don't think it's a permanent positive. It's a short-term reprieve for some of these stocks. And to my mind, some of the adjustments for MSCI probably already happened, really. So I don't think there would have been incremental losses or substantial incremental gains fundamentally as a result of this. Technically, you could argue, yes, that there could be a bit of an up move or a down move, up move in this case into specific stocks, but I really doubt it will have a major trigger, really. So just keep this in mind. I don't think this is a permanent reprieve or a permanent change, and therefore don't go out thinking that you would want to buy. They may react positively, I don't know, but all I'm saying is I doubt this is a permanent change here, and therefore please be careful if you're trading them. In fact, on the Adani Group stocks, as our news flash, as our team has pointed out, there is S&P Global Ratings has placed Adani Transmission's ESG evaluation under review on potential governance issues. They will review the impact of the Hindenburg allegations on the ESG evaluation of Adani Transmission. Review will be completed in the coming months. So there's no, again, uh, you could argue that this sounds perceptibly negative, but there's no permanence to this because it's under review. But keep in mind, potentially the markets may look at it that, oh, will this make a big difference to Adani Transmission? Remains to be seen. Again, because we're talking the Adani Group stocks, a standard disclosure that the Adani Group is in the process of acquiring 49% stake in Quintillion Business Media, which is the owner of BQ Prime, which is the platform on which you are watching this show. So be mindful of that. Okay, now let's move on to others. Not too much of news flow. As I said, Vedanta is being declared a preferred bidder for the Sijimali bauxite block. It's located in Raigad and Kalani district of Odisha, and therefore might be a net positive. Patel Engineering has been chosen for projects worth 1567 crores in Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra to be completed within 36 months, which is a positive for this company for sure. Engineering and construction projects are up and about. Remember, everybody, including Rhythm Desai, I think Nilkant Mishra, etc., said that they are constructive, yes, on cap goods, but not exactly cap goods, but on infrastructure. And he's seeing some of these businesses starting to get order flows, which is a positive. Shalby has been, the subsidiary has been chosen to sell some of its products by Ministry of Health Indonesia. This should be incrementally a positive for Shalby, and maybe the stock reacts positively. MK is given two trading recommendations. One of them is on Tech Mahindra, the other was on Reliance. So they are saying a long trade on Tech Mahindra between 1050 and 1060 with a stop loss below 1000. The target is 1160 for MK. They say OI is up 25% in the last 2 weeks. Price change was almost flat until yesterday. The price was up 5% yesterday with 1.5 times the traded volume. And on the daily chart, the bullish MACD crossover has happened now. According to MK Alternatives, all of this is a positive for TechM. So they initiate a long trade on Tech Mahindra. Watch out for this. On Reliance, they are saying that, well, the stock has risen by 2.4% with an OI change of 11, negative 11%, which was short covering yesterday. Stock had declined 10.5% from 9 Jan to 13 Feb. Since 14 Feb, it has risen by 4.8%, driven primarily by short covering. And they believe that the short covering led rally could push the stock to 2,600 levels, which is about a 7% rise from the current close of 2432. So you may want to watch out for Reliance. Now, again, I'm not an expert on technicals or these things. So if you want to trade them, please try and connect with somebody, or if you understand technicals, try and understand these two things. But MK is recommending long on both Tech Mahindra as well as Reliance. So to be watched out for. What else? On Apollo Hospitals, Goldman Sachs has a buy target price of 5,100. Jeffries has a buy target price raised to 5,375. Again, everybody says that the hospitals business is doing well. 3Q and 4Q are above estimates. So that is something to be watched out for. Nomura has initiated coverage on Motherson Sumi wiring with a target price of 62 rupees. So that is something that people may want to watch out for. Do watch out. Like I said, ONGC is in focus. On City, the rating has been upgraded. On CLSA, CLS is a buy with a target price of 225. So that is something to certainly be monitored. Well, let's wait and watch how the day shapes up. These are a few key brokerage names that I thought we should bring out. I'm just trying to see if I've missed out something else. I'm sure I have, but I hope I've not missed out something meaningful. But I'm just trying to see if there's something else that should be kept in mind. Um, yeah, no, largely covered all the key things. Let's wait and watch how how the day shapes up. It could be a slightly choppy day as well, but the global markets are supportive, which is not bad news. Thanks so much for tuning in today, viewers. Have a safe day ahead and happy trading. And of course, these are the set of guests that come in today. So you might want to tune in for some of these. Mihir Vora will fill us in on the impact of the trade deficit as well as the macro and the micro. So that's a very interesting conversation that I'm watching out for. We, of course, do a stocks in focus segment every day, and today is no different. My colleague Hiral will be doing that, or Alex might be doing that. And of course, Nucleus Software was a stock in focus because of some fabulous numbers. Vishnu Dusad, the co-founder and MD of Nucleus Software, joins in at 11:45. So that's a conversation you want to tune in for as well. Thanks for tuning into the Trade Center.